Guys, so in this video we'll be discussing about the median, how to find the median of the raw data or the discrete data, and also how to find the median for the tabulated data or the data with the class interval. So guys, this video is very important because you'll always get at least one ogive question of 5 to 6 marks in the boards for in section 2. So do this part properly. Also you will need a graph sheet to draw the ogive. So you can arrange for a graph sheet, ruler and a pencil. Okay, let's start. Now guys, first remember, whenever you have to find the median, first of all, how do you find median? So when you want to find the median, remember median is like how we have done mean and mode. For median, it is obtained according to the position of the number or that value. Okay, position means what, so how, like in mean it was an average, in mode it's a repetition of the number which is repeated the most number of times is considered as the mode. And in median, we decide median according to the position of that number. So what we need to do, first most important thing out here is that you have to arrange this data, given data, either in ascending order or in the descending order. Okay, we have to arrange either in ascending order or in descending order, but we will follow always what? Ascending order. So I'll always go with the ascending order only. You can go with descending order also, it's not wrong, but I am following the ascending order. Now see, I'll give first very simple example. Also, all the problems that I am discussing in this, I have taken all those, and most of them are the solved examples from Concise. So you can refer to Concise. Okay, guys, here I'll tell you the first problem. Let's say now you're given that, say out here we have got, so here we have, I'll tell you the data now. You're given, find the median of these numbers 7, 8, 4, 3 and 10. So first thing, if you've noticed over here, you have to first count the number of observations. Okay, before that we have to always arrange in what? Ascending order, as I told you. So first we'll rearrange them in the ascending order. What will be these numbers in the ascending order? So it will become 3, 4, 7, 8 and then 10. What are the number of observations now out here? So you've got 5 observations out here in all, correct? 3, 4, 7, 8, 10. So if you count this number of observations, we've got how many observations? We've got 5. Now since the number of observations are 5, it means what? This is which number? Odd number. So whenever the number is odd, it's very easy to find out the median. First, let's do it by our normal thumb rule method. We'll find out the median using the normal simple logic. So see, as I told you, what is median? We decide median according to the position. So if you look at this number 7, that's a median out here. How do you come to know? So you look first, let's cancel out the first and the last. Then the other 2 in between, what are we left with? 7. So 7 is the median. So this is how we can just find out, mentally, or just look at those numbers in the order and you can find out. But for the exams, you'll have to show them the working. So how to write it with the formula. So the formula depends upon whether the number of observations are odd or even, remember. Now here, since the number of observations are odd, the formula for median here is that median is equal to n plus 1 upon 2 raised to th term. Okay, n plus 1 upon 2 raised to th term. Got it? Okay, I'll repeat once again. It is not that number, it is that particular term. Now what is n out here? 5. So what will be 5 plus 1, right? Upon 2 term. Now what is 5 plus 1? 6. 6 upon 2 is what? 3. So now your answer will be what? Third term. I'll repeat once again, guys. It's the third term. Okay, not 3. 3 is not the answer. Okay, another thing, if you've noticed guys out here, if you've seen that I had written TH out here and that has turned to RD over here. Okay, I hope nobody have a doubt how this happened. If you have a doubt, I cannot solve that doubt guys. Okay, now what is the third term? So let's start counting the third term. So if you start counting the third term, you'll see first term, second term, and that's the third term. So what's your median? Your median will be what? 7 out here. Okay. So we'll write what? That the median is how much? 7. That's all. So this can come for 2 marks, this kind of problems. Okay. Now next question is, how will you find median for when the number of observation is, say, if it is odd? Sorry, not odd, if it is even. So now we'll do when the number of observations are even. I'll tell you the data first. So say out here, you're given that the observations are 7, 12, then we've got 15, then 6, then 20, then 8, 4 and 10, then 8, then 4 and then 10. So again, first, as I said, what we are going to do, we will be arranging them in what? Ascending order. Remember, we need to first set them in ascending order. Without that, you cannot start solving the problem. Now let's start in the ascending order. Now one more thing guys, what you should do is, before you start arranging them in ascending order, count the number of observations that you have. So we've got 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 observations. So make sure that when you're writing them again back down, you have got what? 8 observations. You've not missed out anything. Let's start. So the first smallest number is what? 4. Then there is 6. Then there is 7. Then we've got 8. Correct? Then 9 is not there. We've got 10. 11 is missing. 12. Then we've got 15 and then 20. Let's check the number of observations now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Correct. So we've got 8 observations out here. Okay. Now, what are the number of observations? 8, which is odd or even? Even. So because it is even, now we have a different formula for the median. Now what's the formula when the number of observations are even? So what formula we are going to use? So out here now, so I'll just mark over here, n was 8 and the number of observations are what? Even. Now what's the formula for median? So for median, the formula is n upon 2th term plus n upon 2 plus 1th term. Guys, I'll repeat that it is n upon 2 plus 1, not n plus 1 upon 2. So compare the formula of the odd and this one. You'll realize the difference. Whole thing divided by 2. Now in simpler terms to understand this, it's basically the average, right? It's basically the average of n by 2th term and the n by 2 plus 1th term. In more simpler language, okay, first see, I'll tell you what is happening when the number of observation is even. What happens here is that your common terms now, okay, if you notice, see there are 8 terms, right? So if you've noticed, we have got 8 and 10, which are your terms in between, right? So if you've noticed that here we've got how many terms? 3. Here you've got how many? 3 terms. Now there is not one term in middle, we've got 2 terms in middle. So what we are basically going to do is, we will be taking what? Average of these 2 numbers. We will take average of these numbers. So when you take average of these numbers, that will be your median. Okay. So how to solve this now? So n upon 2. So what will you write first? N is how much? 8. What is 8 upon 2? 4th term plus 8 upon 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is what? 5th term. Guys, what you can do in exams is, remember, if it's a 4th term, it has to be the next term basically. So 5th. If the first one, if this was say 6th term, the next number will be what? 7th term. Remember, it has to be always the next term. Now try, look at this data and tell me whether it's a, what's the 4th term out there? So it is 8. What's the 5th term? It's 10 upon 2. So your answer is what? 9. Did you notice something? That this time your median is not there in the given data. See, the number 9 is not even there in your data. So in case of even numbers, it is possible that the median which you get may not be even there in your given data, but it is still possible. That could be the median. Okay. So these kind of problems can come for 2 or 3 marks in your exams, guys. Now the next problem. So in the next problem now, which we are doing out here. Okay, this is again a simple problem. I'll show you. In fact, you can try it yourself. I'll write the problem. You can pause the video and then try it yourself. You are given that there are certain numbers which are already arranged in descending order. So I'm already giving you what? Descending order. So it's going to be easy for you. You don't need to rearrange them now. So the numbers given are 68, then it is 60, then 52, then x minus 3, and then x minus 8, then x minus 11, comma 30, and then 25, and then 22, and then 20. So these are the observations. Now it's given that the median of these numbers is already given to us. The median of these numbers is 39, and you have to find the value of x. So what is the value of x in this question? Okay. Now first let's count the number of observations. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So number of observations are 10, which is an even number. Again, always first we should write what? The formula. Now what is the formula? So median is equal to n by 2th term plus n by 2 plus 1th term, and then divide by 2. So 10 by 2, that is what? 5th term. So here we have got what? 5th term plus the 6th term, and then divide by what? 2. And what's the median given to us? 39. 39 2s are 60, 78. What is the 5th term? Guys, check out the 5th term now out here. So the 5th term here is 1, 2, 3. 5th term is these two numbers, see, 5th and 6th, guys. Okay, so that's your 5th and 6th term. So it'll be, what will you write out here? So it'll be x minus 8 plus x minus 11. So solve it. You will get 78 is equal to 2x minus 19. So x will be equal to 2x is equal to 78 plus 19. So 88 and 9, 97. And so therefore x is equal to 48.5. That's your answer. Okay. So x is equal to 48.5. Done. So this is a board question. In fact, they ask for this kind of questions for 3 marks, as I told you. Okay, now the next question that we are doing is again finding the median, but this time we are finding median for raw data, but the raw data which is in the tabular form. So see, this one is a little tough now. So let's say you're given the weight of some people in kgs. Let's say it is, we'll take it as that column as x. So say this is our x, then the number of people, that will be the frequency. So number of people, number of students, or whatever it could be, that is a frequency. Okay, now I'll tell you the data. So the data is 46, 48, and then 50. Then it's 52, 53, 54, and then 55. Number of people is 758, 758, 12, 10, 2, 1. Guys, now for finding the median, you need to make one more column which we call as cumulative frequency. Okay, I'll repeat once again. What is it called as? Cumulative frequency, CF, short form. Now, how to find out CF or cumulative frequency? So see, first, when you're writing the cumulative frequency, remember the first number will be as it is only. You have to write the same as it is. It will be what? 7 out here. Okay, so this will be what? 7. How will you write next one? 5 plus 7 is 12. 8 plus 12, 20. 12 plus 20, 32. 10 plus 32, 42. 2 plus 42, 44. 1 plus 44, 45. This is equal to your n, means the total number of observations. You must have also realized that even if I find sigma f, you know how much will it be? Guess. It will be what? 45 only. Yes. Basically, the total number of people is your n out here, which is 45 out here. Guys, now, next thing. What does this cumulative frequency mean now? So, when I say n equal to 45, it means that these people out here, okay, there are 45 students whose weight is either 50 kg or there are 45 people or students whose weight is either 55 kg or less. Okay, if I tell you 53, like look at this row out here, what does this mean now? It means that there are 42 people whose weight is less than what? 53 kg or 53. Clear? Or if I say here, look, what does this mean? That there are 20 people, 20 students whose weight must be either 50 kg or lesser. So what we are learning is actually called as cumulative frequency less than. Okay, this is called as cumulative frequency less than. There is also cumulative frequency more than, but then unfortunately it's not there in your portion. This is all that you have in your portion. Okay, so yeah. Now, as we'll do the similar problem once again. I'm doing the same problem. Sorry, we've not finished the problem yet. Yeah, guys, we've not finished the problem. Sorry. Now, what we need to do here is, if you have noticed the data that we have here, we have n is equal to what? 45. Now, we have to yet find what? Median. Now, how will you find out median here? So, the formula for median remains the same. What is median equal to? N upon tooth, n plus 1 upon tooth term. So 45 plus 1, 46 upon 2, 23rd term. What is the 23rd term now? So see, what is the 20th term in this data last here? 20th, the guy who's 20th, what is his weight? 50 kg. Now the next guy who's 32nd in the row, okay, what is his weight? 52 kg. So see, try to understand that all these people who are between 20 and 32, meaning the 21st guy, 22nd guy and so on, till the 32nd guy, they all have what weight? 52 kg. Got it? So after the 20th guy, the next 12 kids are those whose weight is what? 52 kg. And hence your median will be what? 52 kg. Guys, it's a little tricky, so think about it, how we got this answer. If you are still confused, just solve till here, make a note and ask me in the class. So I'll repeat once again. If you look at the cumulative frequency, you see the number 20. So the 20th guy in cumulative frequency is the guy whose weight is 50 kg. After that, the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, all those guys till 32nd guy. Okay, his weight is how much? 52 kg. So there are 12 kids whose weight is how much? 52 kg. Okay, and the guy who's 23rd will obviously be in that range only, from between 20 and 32nd, those guys. So his median weight is also what? 52 kg. Okay, now guys, now another catch. Now we are doing a similar kind of problem. Now I'll just one second, write down the problem first. So guys, this problem is not in the textbook. I'm just making up some numbers randomly, some numbers. You can mark it as 3 star or it's a googly problem actually. Mark it as a googly problem. Now again, let's say this is our data of X, then we've got here F and then here CF. So say these numbers are 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then the frequency. Okay, so say this is 3, then 6, then here you have what 7. So and then say then 3 and then 10 and then 3. Okay, now let's find out the CF. So if you want guys, again pause the video, try to find the CF on your own. Okay, try. So the CF will be 3, then 6 plus 3 is 9, 7 plus 9 is 16, 3 plus 16 is what 19, 10 plus 19 is what 29, 3 plus 29 is what 32. So that is your equal to what n. What do you mean by n? The total number of observation which has turned out to be what this time even number. How to solve for even number now guys? Look. So again, what was our formula? Median is equal to n upon 2th term plus n by 2 plus 1th term, and then the whole thing is divided by what 2. Okay, n upon 2 is what 16th term plus 16 plus 1 17th term upon 2. Guys, now it's your turn to figure out that which is the 16th term. Now which is the 16th term? Guys, look out here now. So 16th term is here, right? This is the 16th term. So the last number in this, okay, is what? Number 8 is the 16th term. So this is a 16th term plus. Now what is your 17th term out here? So what would be the 17th term here? So after 16, 17, 18, 19, all those terms are what here? See this, here it goes. Got it? So it'll be what? 19. So 8 plus 9 and then whole thing divided by 2. 17 by 2 is what? 8.5. So that's your answer. Got it? So 16th term is 8 and then the 17th, 18th and 19th, next 3 terms are what? 9. But we are interested only in the 17th term. So 17th term is what? 9. Okay. So the answer is 8.5. Okay. Guys, now the problem which you are doing now we are going to start with the ogive. Now when to draw ogive? So this is the kind of data when you will have to draw the ogive. That is what? When you are given what? Class intervals. So whenever there are class intervals, remember you will have to always draw an ogive. Without that you will not be able to do your problems. Compulsory. After drawing ogive, we are asked to find what? Median. And because they are asking you wage, remember you will have to write rupees. That's the important part, to write the unit, rupees. Okay. Ask all those who got 98 and 99 out of 100. They will remember. I mean, they've lost the 1 mark because people do not forget to write rupees. And then you have to find the percentage of workers who earn more than rupees 45 a day. Okay, guys, we'll first discuss how to solve this, and then also we'll discuss you can actually find these answers even without plotting a graph also. Okay, to cross check our answers. But first let's discuss how to solve them. Properly, like with the graph paper. So guys, out here first we'll have to draw a class interval, and then we'll first make the table of class interval, frequency, all this data. So this first column is CI, second column is frequency, third column is CF. So unlike mean, here you do not have too much of calculation but too much of working, like remembering which term and then drawing the graph and all that. So let's first fill up the class interval. So it starts from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. So it goes on till 80, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, and then 70 to 80. So I need to make these lines longer. Okay, that's our table. Okay, now let's write down the frequency that was given. So it's 12, 20, 30, 38, 24, 16, 12 and 8. Okay, now guys, did you notice one thing, that in this problem you were, okay, we'll first write on the CF guys. I think we should write the CF first, then we'll discuss. So first CF will be what now here? It will be 12 plus 20, so it is 32, plus 30, so it is what? 62, then 90 and 8 is what? 100, 124, then 140, 152 and 160. That's our total number of observation. Okay, now guys, one thing, if you notice that it is already given to you in the question that the daily wages of 160 workers, so total number of workers are what? 160, and you can confirm here that we also got what? 160. So there are some legends who get 158 here, 164 here, still they don't realize that they have gone wrong in the CF. So guys, whenever they have given the total, make sure you again cross check, you match it, that you get the same number of people as they have given in the total. It will always match, it is supposed to match unless the question is wrong. Now guys, we have to find out the median. You can see the number is what? Even. Guys, now very important thing. So even the number of observations are even. Remember the formula for median here. Guys, notice properly. Write it down. Formula for median is n upon tooth term. So the formula which we had learned for median earlier, n upon 2 plus n by 2 plus 1, that is not applicable for this class interval or in ogive. Remember, in ogive you have to use only n upon tooth term, that's all. So here if you notice, it basically becomes what? 80th term. Okay, 80th term, not 80th and then 81st and then add and divide by 2. Remember, I'll repeat once again guys, statistics is all about just remembering the formulas and applying them, that's all. Now 80th term, where do you think will 80th term be? Think about it guys. Okay, so 80th term, you can see what is the 62nd term. The 62nd worker, okay, has a salary in what range? 20 to 30. What about the 63rd guy? His salary is in the next slot, that is 30 to 40. So these people who are from 30 to 40, okay, you see they start from 63rd guy till which guy? Till the 100th guy. Okay, till the 100th guy. They all have what salary? Between 30 to 40. Clear? So our median is also between 30 to 40. So I'll repeat once again. Right now we do not know what is our median. All we know is what? The range of the median, you can say. So this is also called as median class. Why it's called as median class? I hope you can make out, because our median lies between 30 and 40. So they named it as what? Median class. Now the thing is, how do you find exactly the median which is between 30 and 40? So for that you have to draw what? An ogive. So now we'll learn about how to draw an ogive. So first thing, remember, very important thing, that whenever you are plotting an ogive is a graph which is drawn between the CI and CF. Remember, not on frequency. It is what? With CF. So a lot of innocent kids, they plot a graph of CI versus F and then they'll get it wrong. So it's always between CI and CF. Now always when you're plotting the point, you always plot the CF on the upper limits. Look, always on the upper limits guys. And there is only one type of a problem. So if you've understood this problem, you're done with this chapter. Okay, we are going to do only 2 problems. That's all. And we are done with the median. Then you just need to practice them. So I'll repeat again. The CI is you have to plot the points on the upper limits always. always on the upper limits, guys. So if when you're plotting, this will be what your 10, 12, this will be what your point 20, 32. You do not need to write this. I'm writing it right now only for your convenience. You don't need to actually write down 40, 100, 50, 124, then 60, 140, and 70, 152, and so on. That is 80, 160. Guys, one more thing. It will come for 5 or 6 marks, this question. So when it comes for 5 or 6 marks, it should not take you more than 8-10 minutes. It will not take you also with practice. Right now I'm taking it so long because I'm explaining you, I'm going slow and I'm trying to cover up everything. I mean some extra questions also in this, that's why. But make sure while you're practicing, you see you do not spend more than 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, not more than 10 minutes on each graph. Now, how to draw an ogive? So see, I'll show you now how to plot an ogive. Now, okay, so out here notice first thing that when you're drawing the axis, okay, you have to draw x-axis, y-axis. On your x-axis, you will always have what, you will always have your class interval on your x-axis. Could you make out? I wrote it with the black pen. Okay, on the x-axis, check. This is the class interval. And you notice over here, they have given it as what? CF. What do you mean by CF? Cumulative frequency. That's the number of workers. Remember, there is no frequency. There is what always a cumulative frequency. Now, okay, what was the first number? Do you remember? Which I told you here. What was the number out there? 10, 12. So you have to go to 10 and mark it on this number, which is approximately 12. So see, out here now, I'm not getting the exact 12 in between, right? So I've marked it. It's 12.5 is the middle. So approximately you can mark whenever it is not, when you're not able to mark. Okay, this is the graph sheet. This is the size of the, these are called as 2 millimeter graph, which is usually given to you in the school, in the board exams. Okay, if you're given 1 millimeter graph, these are what generally available in market. So you may be having a 1 millimeter graph book at home. So there will be easier for you to mark because there are more number of divisions. Now, one more very, very important thing, guys, that you have to always mention the scale. Okay, you have to always mention the scale. What scale you choose on x-axis and what scale you choose on the y-axis. So we have to write separately on x-axis. What is our scale? On x-axis, your 1 centimeter or 2 centimeter out here, whatever you must have taken, is equal to what? 10 units. Okay, sometimes they'll give you the scale in the problem itself, then you cannot change it. You'll have to take that scale only. Like for example, in this problem which I'm doing here, I'll just check. Okay, they had not given the scale, so we could take whatever we wanted to. On y-axis, what is the scale? So 2 centimeter is equal to what? 20 units. That was the scale we have chosen. Okay, I repeat once again, we have always marked all the numbers only on the upper limit, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and so on. You can see the last number we marked is what? At the 80 here. We are not marking any number post that. So you have to plot the graph. I hope you can see the data. Check the data, understand 10, 12, 20, 32, 30, 62, 40, 100, 50, 124. Okay, so wherever the numbers are round figures like 100, 140, you will not have a problem in marking those points specially. So other points, be little careful. Count the proper, make out how much is each block and then plot it, guys. So it's going to be a little tough, but make sure you find each block is how much. I'll just give you an example. Like say for example here, if you notice, there are 5 blocks, right? There are how many blocks? 5 blocks. So each small block will be how much, 10 divided by 2. So that is what? 10 divided by 5. So that is how much? 2. So each small block is 2. Got it? And same way on y-axis, 20 is divided into how many parts? 5 parts. So each part is how much? So here every one block is equal to what? 20 divided by 5, 4. It is 4 units each small block. Got it? So then you have to plot all these points what they have shown over here. You mark those dots and they just encircle them so that they are more is clearly or easily visible. Okay. Now when you're drawing this, remember this is a curve, guys, what is given out here. You cannot draw with a ruler. So a lot of intelligent students, they ask me this question, sir, can we draw this curve with a ruler? How can you draw a curve with a ruler? Nobody could ever draw. So remember, you cannot draw this curve with a ruler. You have to draw a freehand sketch. So whatever the points are there, just try to draw some curve which is passing through them. Like for example, here I've drawn something, you can see. So you will just need some practice. Just try to pass through dots. Try to draw a little more smoothly and freely. You'll be easily able to pass through it. Remember, whenever you're trying to draw too slow and all, now you will always miss that dot. So try to draw it little, go with a little pace. Okay, and you will, draw freely. You'll definitely, it will come normally only, that graph. Second thing, if you notice, this is a graphical method of finding median. So our answers can differ. So the person who's sitting in front of you or behind you or somebody in the exams, they may get a different answer. Okay, you may get a different answer, they may get a different answer, meaning your answers may vary by 1 or 2 points. So that's okay, because it's a graphical method. So there is no defined answer for it. There is just an approximate answer. Okay, now whatever we asked in this problem, so check. First, let's see what were we asked to find. What? Median. Here we are asked to find what? Median. So let's find out the median first. Median means what? 80th term here, right? We had found median was the 80th term here. So let's check what's the median now. So out here, what do you find that the median is how much? Go to 80th term. So we'll first go to 80th term on the number of workers. Keep following that line, keep going through this line. You can see they've drawn a dotted line. Wherever it meets the cut, from there you'll start going what? Perpendicular or down. Remember, all these are drawn freehand in the sense with a ruler and pencil. You don't need a compass or something to draw this 90 degree and all. Now mark this point clearly. Look at that point now. Try to figure out what is that point. So this is 32, 34, 36. So that number is what? 36. So what is your median? 36. That's your answer. So I'll write that your median is equal to 36, but this is what? Rupees, because it's salary or whatever wages. So it'll be rupees 36. Now next part. See, this thing is like the next part. Now median, once you learn the formula and all, you know it, what to do it. But always there is at least one part, like this second part in this, which is little application. So that is your presence of mind. You need to think and answer that application. So here they are saying, find the percentage of workers who earn more than 45 a day. So who all are earning more than 45 a day? Let's check. So first, where is the earnings? On x-axis or y-axis? Earnings are on x-axis, right? So let's go here. Find the number 45. Here we found it. Between 40 and 50, the midpoint. From there, you start moving upwards, upwards, upwards. You hit this point. Start turning left, left. You hit this point. Now find out what is that point. Remember, I told you each block is how much? 4 units. So 1, 2, 3 blocks. So 12. So this number is what? 112. So there are 112 people who are earning 45 or less. But see the question properly. They are asking who earn more, right? They are asking us who earn more. So we have to find for more. So what we'll do is, there are how many people in all? 160. So how will you find the number of people earning more? We'll do 160 minus what? 160 minus 112. You'll get what? 48. So these are the number of people who are earning more than 45. But you are asked to find what? Percentage. So how will you find out the percentage now? So for finding the percentage, guys, what we need to do is percentage of workers earning more than rupees 45 is equal to, so 48 people are there upon 160 into what? 100. So 16 tens are 16 threes are cancel 0 0. So it'll be what? 30%. Okay. So yeah, That's all guys, how we are done with this. Now next problem. Okay, so it's a long problem guys. If you're tired, take a break for 30 seconds, power break, and then come back to it. Guys, you can pause your video here. Try problem number 19th. You have to do this one on your own. So you'll find the CF, you have to find the median. So see what all you're asked to find in this question. You're asked to find what? Median first thing. Then number of students who obtain more than 80%. Look, here they ask you to find only number of students, not the percentage, remember. So you can find directly also. What are the number of students who obtain more than 80%? Isn't it that these kids have got more than 80%? So your answer will be what? 20 people. But of course you cannot write it directly. You will have to solve and show them that you are getting what answer? 20 here. Okay. Then the number of students who did not pass. If the pass percentage was what? 35. What does this mean? If you have got 35 or less, then those people have what? Failed. Now again see, we'll do these also verbally right now. Orally, mentally we'll try to do it. Just think about it. How? Tell me who have definitely failed. These people have failed definitely because they've got between 0 to 10. These also have failed. These also have failed. Now out of these 20 people, 30 to 40, okay, if you have got 35 or less, you must have failed. So what we do, just roughly, approximately, out of 20 people, say 10 must have got less, and less than 35, 10 must have got more than 35 on an average. Now count all these numbers which have circled in green. 5 plus 10, 15 plus 10, 25 plus 10, 35 and 1, 36. So we have getting what answer? 36. These are the number of students who must have not passed. Let's see. Okay, one more very important thing guys out here. Very, very important thing. You see they have given the scale. They have given you the scale, so you cannot change the scale. Plot the numbers properly on your graph guys. While plotting, be careful that the scale must fit. If it is not fitting exactly, what you can do, you can turn your graph. Okay, draw the, you can change the x-axis. How you usually draw, where you draw x, you draw y out there. Okay, so guys, this is how the graph will come. You can first plot, you can cross check your graph out here. Also, if you notice, your graph always starts from where? From the lowest limit. What is the lowest limit in this graph? It is, interval is what? 0. So your graph will also start from 0 to 10. Again, where are we plotting it? Always on the upper limits, all the points. Now the next one, 22nd one. So the table below shows that, okay, one sec guys, I think I'll just give you the answers for this also. One sec, I'll just check and tell you. So the median out here, when you solve, it should come to how much? 50 57. Okay, next answer is 20. What we had got is correct. The number of students who did not pass, they got 34. I wrote 36, so it's okay. If you get 35, then also it's okay. 34 is also okay. So the answer is what? Approximately. See, remember here now you will not have approximate. It's not possible to get approximate because it's an exact number out here. This one, if you are getting an approximate answer, that's okay, they will accept it, but not for this one. This one also could be approximately 57, so 56, 58, both are okay. Guys, now next question out here now. Here we have to learn about how do you find the interquartile range. Okay, how do you find what? Interquartile range. So you need to learn how to find the interquartile range. So first we need to learn about what do you mean by quartiles. Okay, so guys, I'll tell you now what do you mean by quartiles first over here. See, 1 minute, I'll just rearrange this paper. Okay, so guys, let's say we have got the data from say 0 to 100. So say there's some data and we have classified it from 0 to 100. So, or let's say there are 100 people. who are standing in ascending order of their age. So, say 3 months, then 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, whatever, keep on continuing until 100. So these people are standing in a row as per their age. Now, what is a median? So median means what, that guy who's exactly in the middle, meaning what will be in the 50% of this will be what median. That's why what is the formula for median? N upon 2th term. Okay, we are talking about group data right now. OJ, so I'm writing only N upon 2. Now, same way, just like we do median, there are also quartiles. What are these quartiles called as now? So this Q1 is called as a lower quartile. It's called as what? Lower quartile. Lower quartile is what? Q1, which is what? N upon 4th term. N by 4th term is called as lower quartile. Then, sorry, I wrote is Q1, this is Q3. This is called as what now? Upper quartile. What is it called as? Upper quartile, which is Q3. Upper means what? 75%. Guys, see, this was 25%. Then 50%. What is this out here? 75%. What is 75% in fraction? If you do, you'll get 3/4. So if you do 3/4 of n, then it'll be what? Upper quartile. Okay, and the difference between these two answers, look, I'll repeat once again. The difference between these two answers is called an interquartile. I'll repeat once again. It's the difference between those two answers. So I will repeat once again. It's Q3 minus Q1. I cannot say 75th term. I cannot say 75 minus 25 equal to 50th term. You're getting my point? I'm saying the values, whatever answers you would get for Q3 and for Q1, subtract those answers. Then only you get the interquartile range. And then there's something, the last thing, which is called a semi-interquartile. What do you mean by semi-interquartile? So semi means what? Half. So if you do Q3 minus Q1 upon 2, then it is called a what? Semi-interquartile. Got it? So it's semi-interquartile. Subtract them and then divide by 2. Clear? Guys, so you need to learn these 3 formulas now: lower quartile, upper quartile, interquartile and semi-interquartile. Rest all is the same. I mean, the plotting, the points and the method and ogive, everything else is same. Now in the second part, if you see, they have asked you to find what? Only the interquartile, right? But remember, you cannot find interquartile alone directly. You will have to first find upper quartile, then you find lower quartile, and then you subtract them, and then you will get the answer. Finding median is the same old method. Number of shooters who obtain more than 75%. Let's try again roughly. These guys have got definitely more than 75. These guys also got more than 75. And approximately 3 more people must have got about 75. So this answer should be how much? Roughly 10. Correct? There are 120 shooters over here. So see, this is your cumulative frequency. 5 plus 9, 14 plus 16, 30 plus 22, 52, then 78. Okay, then 88 and 8, 96. So I think your median this time will approximately come 52, something around 51, 52 or something. Okay. So now, so guys, here our answer will be what? 120 upon 2 is what? 60. So 60th term. So 52 is here. So the 60th term should come in what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th row. So it has to be between this. So 52 and then so it will come around 42, 43 approximately. Okay. Guys, you have to definitely plot it. Obviously, you cannot do this. So pause it, solve this problem, plot, and then continue the video further. And this is the graph, what you get here. So this is your lower quartile, this is your upper quartile, and I think this is your median out here. This is your median. Again guys, pause, try this problem again, find the median and number of students who scored above 65. and then after you're done with this, check the answer with this graph. So one answer is here and the other answer is here. Okay, they're saying above 65, right? So it will be 100 minus 92. Guys, look, these are the only kids who got above 65 here. So it will be only 8 students. Guys, this is another question. Now this has got nothing to do with the median. It's just one application problems I've put over here. The histogram below represents the scores obtained by 25 students in a mathematics mental test. Use the data to frame a frequency distribution table. So there are 2 students here, 5 here, and then 8 here. Then you've got 4 here, and then 6 here. So to calculate the mean, so first you just make a table of Ci, then you write down frequency, and then you can find out the mean. You can use any method to find mean. Find the modal class. What do you mean by modal class? The one who's got the highest frequency. Who's got the highest frequency? This one, this class. So your modal class is from 20 to 30. Okay, so these intervals will be what? 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and then so on till 50. And what will be these numbers? 2, 5, 8, 4, 2, 5, 8, 4, and 6. And then find the mean. Guys, I'll give the answer for this. Wait, I'll just check the answer from behind and tell you, so you can try solving this problem. So your answer should come 27.8 when you solve it. Okay. And guys, the last one, the marks obtained by 30 students in a class assessment of 5 marks is given below. So you have to, this is your X, that's your F. I think you can find out the mode easily, right? Directly you can find out the mode. What's the mode? So the mode is the one with the highest frequency. What's the highest frequency? 10. But what would be that marks? 3. That's the mode marks, 3 marks. For median, what will you do? First you'll find out CF, and then you'll find what? 30 students, right? So you'll have to find what? 15 plus 16 term upon 2. Okay. I'll just tell you the answer, what you get out here. So your median will also come as what, 3. I'll repeat once again. You have to use what formula? N by 2th term plus n by 2 plus 1th term upon 2. For mean, what will you do? You have to just do sigma fx upon sigma f. What will your answer come out here in mean? Even that will come 3. So look at the coincidence. All the 3 answers are coming 3. Okay. So done, guys. I'll post the homework. So you do that homework and do the graph neatly. Make sure that you're writing the scale everywhere and marking all the x-axis, y-axis, class interval, cumulative frequency, everything. Just one more very important thing, guys. Some of you may end up doing this. If you get that kind of a figure sometime while practicing, please send me a picture of that so I can show others also how not to do. So see, by mistake, instead of CF, if you plot of F, then you will get a mountain, something like that it will go up, then down, like something like that, you will get a graph. So whenever you're getting a graph going up, down, and all, remember you've made a mistake. Then it must be what? Cumulative frequency only. Sorry, you've plotted it against what? Frequency. So cumulative frequency curve is always supposed to go how? You can see that curve. It always goes upwards only. It'll never fall back. Okay. Done, guys. Enjoy this chapter.